part of my ancillary research, I looked into multiple different kinds of Digipaks. One of them being Catfish and the Bottlemen's album, The Balcony. I chose it because it fits into the genre of alternative rock, indie, sort of that genre of music, which fits with the song that I've chose to use in my music video, which is Jamie T's Carry On the Grunge album. So it's obviously a very grungy album. I liked it because it follows quite a simplistic colour scheme, which is something I want to go for, because as a consumer myself, I prefer quite simplistic looking albums that are sort of appeasing and aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So the colour schemes of the Balcony album is sort of greys, blacks, whites, very simplistic, minimal writing, minimal minimal illustrations on it. A bit of background information: the Catfish and the Bottlemen was originally called The Prestige. It was founded in April 2007. Basically from two guys' childhood homes, just a passion thing. So the band derives its name from one of the band members' first childhood musical memories. And that's that of an Australian street busker in Sydney who was playing beer bottles strung to wire, and he goes by the name Catfish the Bottleman. Catfish being his name because he had like an unusually spiky beard. Okay, so the main image on the front of the Digipak consists of a black background with a digitally drawn white image on the front, which could be considered as quite explicit because it sort of depicts a man and a woman in a very simple form, without faces or anything, just their bodies with their hands at each other's trousers. So quite provocative, very simplistic and not extremely explicit, so it's something that could still be sold in mainstream music shops and whatnot. The band name is in the top left hand corner, also in the white sort of outlined drawing as the illustration is. But apart from that, there is nothing else on the album cover on the front of it, so it's pretty minimalistic. Both the drawing and the font is white, which contrasts nicely with the black background. It's quite easy to see. So there's quite sexual connotations from the illustration, but aside from that, it's very simplistic and it's very easy to recognise whose album it is because of how different it would look against other people's albums, as well as how obvious the name is because of the white standing on the black background. So the title is in the top left hand corner of the front cover, and is in different fonts and sizes. So the catfish is actually big and spelled out, and the is in smaller writing with lines either side to sort of separate it from their name. And then Bottlemen again is slightly more together than the catfish, same kind of font. So yeah, it definitely draws attention to the band's marketing and their name, because of it standing out with the white onto the black background. The colour scheme is very simplistic. It only consists of two main colours, which are black and white. These colours contrast well, and the white drawings and text stand out from the black background. It relates to the sort of genre of that music, which is grungy and whatnot, because there's quite alternative images on there, and it's not extremely colourful, or it's artistic in its own way, as it uses the simplicity to be artistic. It's quite mysterious seeming, because you don't know exactly what genre it is going to be if you hadn't heard of them and their music before. Yeah. All you could really tell from the cover is the band's name, that there's probably some kind of romantic song in there, or song about sort of sexual relationships or provocative music because of the imagery on the front. But aside from that, there's not all that much to tell you about the album itself, the music inside of it, or the artist, or what their music entails. You do get on the back of the Digipak, there's a list of the songs inside of it. They're just in the middle, in a white font against a black background, all the same font, very simplistic, no other sort of imagery or anything. In a shop you would obviously find that with a barcode on the back for functionality purposes, but aside from that there's really not much else to it. It is an extremely simplistic Digipak, but its simplicity makes the genre stand out, and it's actually quite artistic in that it uses simplicity to create contrast and to make itself recognisable and stand out from other Digipaks. So, in summary, the title of the album is in the far corner on the front, in slightly different fonts. There's very simplistic album art that seems like a drawing, quite provocative, which is then carried through to the CD on the inside, which is black again with the same depiction that's on the front of the album casing itself. There's no album title on the actual CD, just the name of like the production companies at the bottom in their little logos, but not very large. The font on the back is very small in capitals, it's centred, it's white, which matches the black and white colour theme, and there's quite a big ratio of background to text on the back of the cover, which almost makes the text itself stand out and just adds to the simplicity of the entire Digipak itself.